That's really, I think, what my life is about, or my scholarly vocation is about, is to help pull together things that sometimes we pull apart. And so that's what I was trying to do in this book is I felt like a lot of times when I see people engaging culture or talking about culture, they tend to have just one sort of tool. And so they tend to only see one sort of thing, you know. So outside the walls of the church, the primary lens that people are using is usually the power lens, right? They're understanding culture in terms of, well, who is winning, who's being oppressed, that, you know, who's being marginalized. And that's a really important lens. Obviously, I have a whole chapter in the book about that, the power lens, but it's also not the only lens for understanding what's going on in the world. I mean, more is going on in the world than just people having power over each other.
Hmm.
You can't really explain an ordinary day in most people's lives if you only have the power lens and the sorts of things that I'm just doing to live and survive and make a life with my community that is beautiful. Within the walls of the church, it feels like the ethical lens is the primary lens that people use when they relate to culture, which is a lens of like, well, what's right, what's wrong, who's right, who's, you know, that sense, should we watch this, should we not watch this?
Mm.
And again, a very important lens. I have a whole chapter about it, but again, not the only lens. And so what I was trying to do is to bring together five dominant ways of thinking about culture from disciplines like cultural anthropology, critical theory, ethical reflection, religious studies, and aesthetics, and say, okay, all of these different ways of looking at culture should be integrated together, and if we only use one lens, then we're going to not see so much of what's going on in God's world. So I'm looking for a non-reductive, non-dismissive, and non-anxious approach to cultural engagement, which is why I wrote the book.